What do you say, ma'am, when you read in the papers that you are a determined, domineering woman?
I don't always read that. People very willing to tell me that. But I don't think I am. I'm a perfectionist with myself, but not necessarily with everybody else. Because there's far too much about me in the newspapers, far too much. It horrifies me when there's something more important, like what goes on in a hospice, or there's been a bomb or something. They'll put me on the front page.
Princess Diana, originally Lady Diana Frances Spencer, she rose to notoriety when she got engaged to Prince Charles on February 24, 1981. But before we get to that, let's take a look at the early years of Princess Diana. Diana Frances Spencer was born on July 1, 1961, in Sandringham, Norfolk, England. Diana was the fourth of 5 children, born to her parents, Viscount and Viscountess Althorp. Diana's parents' marriage was fraught with difficulties, and her mother Frances struggled with depression and an eating disorder. When Diana was just 8 years old, her parents divorced. This was a traumatic experience and event for this child, and she was left feeling abandoned. Despite the difficult circumstances of her childhood, Diana was a happy child who enjoyed playing with her siblings and spending time outdoors. She attended school in Norfolk, where she struggled academically but excelled in sports, particularly swimming and diving. Princess Diana first met Prince Charles, the heir to the British throne, in 1977 when she was just 16 years old. At the time, Charles was actually dating her older sister Sarah. They reconnected in 1980 when Diana was 19 and Charles was 32, and they began dating soon after. Some say in this following clip you can already see the sadness on Diana's face as a sign of things to come.
Obviously means two very happy people.
Yes.
Once again, congratulations.
Well, from us, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Very kind.
The couple's relationship quickly became the subject of intense media scrutiny, and Diana's every move was closely watched by the press. That would be overwhelming for anyone.
She is their hottest property. They are the bane of her life.
Diana hates us. She doesn't want us there.
Out. O-U-T, out.
Every day she fights bitterly against the hungry demands of the paparazzi.
She's the one who creates the pictures.
But who are the faces behind the flashes, and what is their side of the story?
Whatever problems Diana has, they're not going to be sorted by attacking the press. The press are always going to be there. They're never going away.
And in February 1981, Charles proposed to Diana, and they were married in a lavish ceremony at St. Paul's Cathedral in London on July 29, 1981. And this wedding was a spectacle. Every news outlet, every magazine, every newspaper was covering it. You could not get away from this huge wedding.
A kiss, which receives a roar of approval from the crowd, who called the couple back and back again onto the balcony. It's hard to argue with 500,000 people who know what they want.
However, despite the fairy tale wedding, Diana's marriage to Charles was not a happy one. It is said that the couple had many differences, including their interests, personalities, and lifestyles. For example, Charles was known for his love of hunting, fishing, and other outdoor pursuits, while Diana was more interested in fashion, music, and the arts. As one might expect, Diana struggled with the intense scrutiny that came with being a member of the royal family, as well as Charles' ongoing relationship with his former girlfriend, Camilla Parker Bowles. Because of all these factors, Diana's marriage to Charles became increasingly strained over time, and the couple separated in 1992.
From early childhood, many had felt they were expected to be perfect, but didn't feel they had the right to express their true feelings.
And the divorce was finalized in 1996, and Diana received a substantial settlement, including a lump sum of £17 million and a yearly allowance. The divorce was not the end for Princess Diana. After her divorce from Charles, Diana dedicated herself to her charity work, in particular the areas of AIDS and HIV awareness, landmines, and children's welfare.
On the dialysis ward, the children gave her a Valentine's card, which they'd all signed.
No, isn't it? Thank you.
Princess Diana met children with kidney failure who are dependent on machines. They're on dialysis 3 times a week for 4 hours until they can have a transplant.
She traveled extensively, visiting hospitals, schools, and other institutions, and became known for her compassion and empathy. Diana's work in AIDS HIV awareness was particularly groundbreaking.
Well, I think the Princess actually helped get that message across by the mere fact that she wasn't wearing gloves and the mere fact that she shook hands with the patients and myself,
as it helped to reduce the stigma surrounding the disease and raised awareness about the need for greater funding and research. She also became a fierce advocate for children's welfare, speaking out about issues such as child poverty, homelessness, and domestic violence. Diana's work in these areas earned her widespread admiration and respect, and she became known as the People's Princess. Unfortunately, just a year after her divorce, her life would be cut short.
One couple that I had been talking to, the man blessed himself. And as he blessed himself, his wife looked at him and she started to cry. When she began crying, it set everybody off in front of me. And you don't realise just how contagious that is. I don't even think I can count how many people there were that were actually just crying, sobbing.
On August 31st, 1997, Diana died in a car crash in Paris, France. She was traveling with her new boyfriend, Dodi Fade, and their driver, Henry Paul, when their car crashed into a pillar at the Pont de Alma tunnel. Obviously, Diana's death was met with shock and disbelief around the world, and thousands of people gathered outside Buckingham Palace to pay their final respects. In the years that followed, many conspiracy theories emerged suggesting that Diana's death was not an accident, but rather the result of a deliberate plot. One theory suggests that Diana was pregnant with Dodi Fade's child at the time of her death, and that the British royal family was involved in a plot to prevent her from having a baby. However, like all conspiracy theories, there is no evidence to support this. Another theory suggests that Diana's death was orchestrated by the British intelligence agencies. Theory is that she was about to reveal embarrassing information about the royal family. Although this theory has been discredited, the timing of her death just a year after her divorce does seem a bit convenient.
Some of these notes from MI5, friendly people in MI5, were warning Diana that her life was in danger. So, the idea that the official story of Diana's death is how it was is insane.
Despite the lack of evidence, many people continue to believe in conspiracy theories surrounding Diana's death, and her legacy as beloved as a public figure has only grown in the years since her passing.
Chance to see her? Yes! Diana is very big news everywhere.
She's got the common touch.
Prince realizes that he's taking second place.
By the way, a hollow and tormented marriage are giving the British media and its public little else to talk about.
Just give me one question,
Out.
She's been pushed from the word go.
It's the media that's causing the problems. Leave them alone.
Lady Di, should this mean so much to us?
They just can't sweep her under the carpet.
Wait, separate lives, very energetic.
Saturation.
So while Princess Diana's life was marked by tragedy and triumph in equal measures, she's overcome a difficult childhood to become one of the most beloved public figures of her time.
No one listens to you, or you feel no one's listening to you, all sorts of things start to happen. For instance, you have so much pain inside yourself that you try and hurt yourself on the outside because you want help, but it's the wrong help you're asking for. People see it as crying wolf or attention seeking, and they think because you're in the media all the time, you've got enough attention, inverted commas. But I was actually crying out because I wanted to get better in order to go forward and continue my duty and my role as wife, mother, Princess of Wales. So, yes, I did inflict upon myself. I didn't like myself. I was ashamed that I couldn't cope with the pressures.
Dedicating herself to her work and causes, and inspiring people around the world with her compassion and kindness. So while her untimely death continues to be shrouded in controversy and we may never know what really happened, her legacy as the People's Princess endures to this day. Xavier Gormella, the firefighter on the scene, says that her last words was, "Oh my, what has happened?" And Diana, we agree, what has happened? So that's all I got for you today. Until next time, friends.
Feet.
Big funny faces over there.
Feet.
Why should I
And Nanny Barnes brings in Prince Harry for the picture.
Harry. Harry can stand up now. William, take Harry's other hand. William, you take Harry's other hand.
Okay, here we go. That's fine. And